So unfortunately, I have found some not so bullish information, some metrics that are a little bit worrisome. If you've seen my other videos, I've covered Kadena quite a bit, and I have been relatively bullish. My last video was on their NFT ecosystem Marmalade. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But I do want to try to give an objective approach to Kadena, so I want to try to cover everything that I'm seeing, not just being bullish on it, but also giving you guys a full picture of what I'm seeing, what's going on with the analytics and the metrics. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. However, there is a light at the end of the tunnel that I will give you my point of view at the end of this video of the positive sides I'm seeing. But first, I want to cover the things that are worrying me a bit about Kadena, and it bums me out because I think Kadena is awesome and I want it to succeed. I want it to rage and go to the moon in the next bull market. Would be awesome for all of us, I am sure, but I did want to cover some things that are concerning me a bit. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, all that stuff. And for real, do your own research and know that Kadena is a pretty, I mean, you're getting pretty deep into the deep end of the pool here. We're not in the top 20. We're not in the top 10 alts here. Kadena is down there, but with great risk comes great reward. So I think there is upside, but just know what you're taking on, know what you're risking, because crypto's risky. And if you were here for the last, in this last bear market, and you were here in the last bull and you didn't sell and you hodled like me and you got wrecked, then you know how risky this space can be. So let's get into Kadena. Here we are in alphagrowth.io. It shows some analytics of different cryptocurrencies. We're on Kadena. So this metric right here, Kadena Twitter followers, and as much as this isn't necessarily like on-chain metrics, I would say in the crypto space, these social awareness, social growth, social narratives are super, super important. So this has been kind of a downtrend basically here, not immensely though. So 310,000 down to 308,000, and considering it has been a bear market, and if even myself, I've been a little less engaged in the space since it's been the bear market. I have been doing some buying, and I was buying before this last bull, so I'm excited about that. But you know, just looking at the Kadena Twitter followers is not growing. That's kind of a bummer. Kadena Telegram followers also on this downward trajectory here. Hopefully that's just mainly because of this bear market that we're in, but we just don't like to see lines going this direction. We want to see them like going that way instead of going this way. So this is something that concerned me when I saw this. And let's get up here into the TVL, the total value locked for Kadena. Kadena's number 133 here on projects, total value locked. They have 1.16 million in locked value, and their TVL ratio is 125. So we want a low TVL ratio to market cap. That's high, so that means they don't have very much locked in comparison to what their market cap is and what they're worth. If we compare Kadena up to these top chains up here, Ethereum and Tron is up here. I'm sketch of Tron. I would be super careful with Tron. I'm getting major, it's giving UST vibes to me here. It's giving Luna vibes. I made another video on that. You can check that out. If you do like this content at all, you want to help me out, help out the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. Super helpful for me and the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. Doesn't cost you anything to spread a little love and positivity. So here we got Solana, Avalanche, total value locked. Actually, it's pretty low here for Solana, 435 million. Polygon 762 million, and then up here the dominant Ethereum beast, 23 billion in TVL, market cap is 9.5. And what I've noticed, and I think what's kind of going on here, and something like Tron has this USDD stablecoin, and it's offering super high yield on these, and that was very similar with UST and Luna back in the day, and I think that just like funnels in a ton of locked value when people are trying to get that high yield on stables, and I would just stay super clear of high yield stable stuff. That is crazy sketchy, and you're getting like 20% yield back in the anchor protocol days. If you were around, I got wrecked a bit in that, not too bad, but yeah, a lot of people got really wrecked in that, and it was just a scam, schlim schlam job. It doesn't make sense. Things don't make sense. They don't make sense. So Polygon here, we got 762 million in locked value. This here is showing you the comparison, and then Kadena is going to be way down here. So we don't have a lot of locked value on Kadena, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't necessarily mean in the long term. I'm going to give you my positive thoughts in a second. And okay, so here we are on sentiment.net. This is a great tool for analytics on blockchains if you want to research other projects. I'm just comparing Kadena to Sol right now because I do think there is a correlation in between the narratives between Solana and Kadena. I'll get into that in a second, but I do want to just show the development activity. Now, it's weird that the red line here is Kadena, the blue line here is, or the purple line here is Solana, and the red line is above Solana, but it's almost because the metrics are so much lower, and it'll show you here up in the top left corner, or you can't really, up there in the top left corner, Solana is at 1,307. Kadena is at 225. So we're looking at, a little bit, what is that, like a fifth of the development activity on Kadena than Solana. The interval period up here is 7 days. So I want to look at things over a long period of time. This graph here is over a year. And actually Solana here, the development activity has been coming down in the last year. And Kadena, let's look at Kadena over a longer period of time. So this is almost 2 years here. So it has come up a little bit, which is good, but there's just not a ton of development going on Kadena, which bums me out a bit. But the upside that I do see in Kadena, and there's something that I believe happened in the last bull run for Solana, because I remember seeing it happen, was that there was this narrative about super fast transactions per second. Solana was leading that at like 50. They were claiming 50,000 transactions per second. I believe that has been now debunked. KDA came in with their over 400,000 transactions per second. And right after Solana went on their massive run, KDA also went on a massive run. So one positive, one upside, and one thing that I think about Kadena is that these metrics don't necessarily really mean anything for the next bull run and in the short term. I think these projects are so narrative driven, and we'll see what happens with Kadena in the long term. Things can change, development can change. They're always changing things with these blockchains. There's new developments happening. So in the long term, but we're all waiting to see when this next bull run is going to hit, when this bear market is going to be over. I think the worst of the worst has probably happened. I think there is a slight chance that we might see a major crash right before the crazy real bull run. We are, I believe, a little bit early right now because the halving hasn't happened yet. And if you look historically, the bull runs have happened 6 to 12 months after the halving. Halving happens in April of next year. If we look here at Kadena, September 23rd, we haven't quite crazy popped yet. We have this first pop up here up to 7. This is in October. And then November is when we have the crazy November 2021. That's 2 years ago exactly. Rallies up to $22, goes to the moon, does crazy, returns from down here in the 30-cent range all the way up to $22. So that's insane. If you FOMO'd in like me, then you got wrecked, but we're not going to do that again, and we're going to take profits. And I think with something like Kadena and a lot of these, especially the altcoins, I would take profits when these things pop because it's just too much growth too quickly. There's too much gains made for big investors. They're going to sell, and we'll see where the next layers of support are in the next bear market. But here you look at Solana. Solana pops in August. Solana starts popping in August, September here, and it starts really, and then KDA starts to follow right after that. So, and recently Solana just did its little bump here. If we look here, say in the last month, we've had this bump up here for Solana. And if we go back to KDA, we got this bump up here. They're really following each other similarly. And I think that there's a very good chance, based on all the narratives that's going around Solana, that it will have a nice bull run. So I think that's good for Kadena. I think that shows bullish news for Kadena. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think I'm wrong, if you're super bullish on Kadena and you're not worried about any of these metrics, or if you are bearish on Kadena and you don't think it's really going to make it back up to its all-time highs. Even if it goes back up to $5, $5.50, we're at a 10x from here. And going back up to 10, I think 10 definitely makes sense. I'm not sure if it's going to get back up to all-time highs in the next bull run or pop that. I mean, that would be insane. You make crazy gains if you got up into Kadena going up to $40, $50, $60 in the next bull market. I mean, if it just got back up to all-time highs, you're looking at, what is that, 40x from here. And I think a $10, $11 Kadena is definitely possible in the next bull market, and that would put you at 20x returns, which is more than enough for me. So I'm going to keep my eye on it for the next probably 3 months, something like that, and 6 months, see if I can get in on maybe a little lower price. I might pick up a little bit more, but I'm going to be trying to buy on a little bit more fear and not so much hype. We got a lot of hype right now. All right, guys,